Good. Now I'm starting this again for a reason, because if you see a long live video of me just puffing up the steps, it's what it is. But take a look at this. This is Thailand. That thing that looks like Pittsburgh from the 1700s. It does look like Pittsburgh from the 1700s, only we need a wider river. The rivers are kind of a little bit too wider. But Pittsburgh in the 1700s, notice I guess that would be like Shaler, the hills of Shaler, and the tall mountains of, I don't know, not Shaler. And there's Laos. So I'm staring at three countries at once with three different flags and three totally different economic systems. Constitutional monarchy, haven't decided yet. Strict communism. That is one of the last places on earth. I'm looking right now at one of the last places on earth where it is pure 100% communism. Beyond this tree. You don't want to say I wish I cut it down because that's not good. Let's go up here and onto here so we can take a better view of all three. So we don't have a tree. We don't have a tree in the way. Let's go up here and show all three. Oh, this is very, very much beautiful. Way more beautiful than what I saw. So this is it. This is the thing. So when you look at this now, you have... Oh, crap, almost went forward with the water thing. That would have sucked, man. That would have absolutely sucked had I dropped my phone. That would have been crazy. All right. So this is what you have. Thailand, constitutional monarchy. The Pittsburgh-looking thing. Pittsburgh from the 1700s. Very eerie. That is Myanmar. Haven't decided yet. But this place over here, you see this place? If you are watching this right now, you are looking live. You are, as I'm seeing somebody look at this, thank you, I forget who's coming up here and on here. What I'm showing you when you're looking live, you are looking live at one of the 2 or 3 last countries on earth that is 100% communist. 100%. I believe it is Laos, North Korea, and, oh, Aunt Sally, there we go. Good to see you. Aunt Sally, great to see you. Hey, who would have thought that I'm staring at a communist country, the 100% communist country. 3 left, North Korea, Cuba, and Laos. China is not all communist. China has a lot of capitalists stuck in there. So they're no longer Now, the Communist Party rules China, but their economic system is not 100% communist. This country across the river with the Golden Dome and everything, that is 100% communist. Only 3 countries on earth left. Now, the funny part is, this is not a closed society. It is different in the fact that if COVID wasn't happening, that I could just take a boat and go into Laos and buy and do everything there, and the people go back and forth, because the way the people are here is they're not indebted to a country. They don't care what you call the country. They're almost like the United States, where it goes township, where we all root for a high school football team, then it goes to state, then country. So when they cross the river to Thailand looking for work for a little bit more money, people allow, and quite frankly, they just go home. I mean, quite frankly, that's because that's where home is, right there. You also notice there's a buffer zone too. There are those, they're the mountains in the background. It's hard to see because it's smoky season. But see the mountains in the background? Okay, there's a buffer there too. So I don't know what's behind those mountains. What is behind those mountains? I don't know. One of these days when COVID opens, I want to take the bridge over. And when COVID opens the countries, I want to drive through Laos. I want to take a week and just drive, or 3 days or 4 days or something, and just drive through Laos. I don't want to maybe come through here. I want to go through Vientiane. Vientiane is the capital city, but it's weird the way these countries are lined up because they follow the river, and notice the river is not straight. I'm looking at a military taking over. I'm taking, like the military, see a peninsula that looks like Pittsburgh? See a peninsula looks like Pittsburgh in the 1700s? That's Myanmar. Right now they are undecided in their political future because the person who just got in charge is undecided now. So that I could not even get on. Well, I mean, I could get onto that land, but technically that is a coup right there. That portion of the land. Here it's a constitutional monarchy. So they take a little bit more. Emphasis on their monarchy here, and of course in Britain it's all just crazy sort of. You know, not Britain crazy sort of, no. That's the wrong word to say. I'm just it's over 100 degrees here right now. So it is making me, sweat. But in Britain, it's more of a celebrity thing now. It's more of, the Queen doesn't come down to Britain and go, okay, now this is going to be legal, this is illegal, and, whereas in Thailand, the king still has a lot of influence on what happens. So that's normal. They tell you that when I come in the country. Hey, this is the king, respect the king. The king would like this, good things to happen. And then, it works with the politicians here in Thailand. Laos, it's just one party. It's the Communist Party. Laos, it's just one party. So you go in there, of course, you can see a lot of Chinese heavy influence. As those are Chinese, those Edmund Fitzgeralds, as I call them. The Edmund Fitzgeralds. Because there's no way they're making any more trips. But anyway, those boats, I went past them earlier. They're all Chinese boats. And if you take a look at those boats, there is nothing in those boats. Like, people are living in those boats, houses, but they get cargo, but I don't know what the heck's in them. I can't believe they're still floating. The boat tour that I had in an earlier video, we went down all the way to that island. That's the Paradise Resort. That's Myanmar. That Paradise Resort right there. That is 100% Myanmar right there. Along with this peninsula right here. And of course I'm in Thailand. I can't cross into any of these because of COVID. I'm afraid that if somebody just drops me off and I drop, even if I step on or go into any of the waters, they'll have to be 2 weeks in my apartment playing video games and not allowed to go to work. Well, how the hell do I get to there? That would not be bad. Maybe I will go. But this is the Golden Triangle. So now what I'm going to do, this is, as you can see, this is Myanmar, the mountains of Myanmar. But here, it's just so interesting. When COVID opens up, Laos is one of the countries. I'm going to take a rented car and I'm going to go through 2 or 3 days. I'm going to go through that country 2 or 3 days. I want to see what's there. I want to take the main roads. If I have somebody with me that speaks the language, I might take a side road. But I want to go main road. I want to go through that country, see what's there. See what it's like in a country like that. I know there are casinos and all that stuff here. I know this is eye candy. And that construction right there is probably going to go on for another 100 years. But this is very interesting. Just think, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 50 years ago, just 50 Christmases ago, 50 years, this place was a war zone. 100 years ago, this place also was a war zone. War zone, war zone, war zone. Finally, there's peace. And it's funny, in the 1980s, everybody was saying we want world peace. Well, for the most part, we got it. And this is what it looks like. All right, I'll see everybody later. I'm going to start driving north.